Are we here yet? Are we live? All right. All right. We are live. I thought I was done tonight. I did my work. I got all the stuff set up for tomorrow. I was going to chill and I was going to relax for the rest of the day. But no. It was just not in the card for Viper to relax today. So I'm going to have to address a few things that I've been seeing lately in the tech space and then kind of getting on my damn nerves. So give me a second here. I want to start this Twitter page just to make sure that we all on the same page, just in case if anybody disagrees and they want to come in and rock out. Hold on. I need to make sure this thing connects to the roadcaster. Give me a second here. Where you at? Where you at? What the? Oh, what the hell, man? Hold on, y'all. Give me a second here. I just want to make sure that, okay, the roadcaster is connected. Let me start up the Twitter page. Give me a second here. Okay, there we go. Start this up. Boom. All right. So, we're going to turn that down. Actually, turn it to, oh, that's the space. Okay, cool. All right. So let me dip that out of here. Okay. So the Twitter space is open. So if you follow me on Twitter, you should see a space at the top of your Twitter timeline or whatever. If you disagree with me and you want to come on here and talk to me on live stream, or if you want to talk to me in the Twitter space, it's all open. I don't care tonight. It's open. But where do I begin? For whatever reason, like in the tech space lately, there have been some shade thrown. There have been people being questioned about if you can trust them and all the monkey jazz. So, I understand that as creators and different things like that, there is just a certain level of what's the word I'm looking for? There's a certain level of, damn, why can I not come up with this word? Of people, they don't always believe what you're telling them or what you're showing them because they feel like you have an alternative or whatever. And that's cool. There should be a level of apprehension. That's the word I'm looking for. There should be a certain level of apprehension about anything that any information that you get from online. But at some point, common sense has to prevail. And that's where I come in tonight. I need common sense to prevail at some point. I don't need you to trust everybody in the tech space, but if you're going to throw shade or question things, I need some common sense to be exercised. So let me go to Exhibit A here, and let me make sure everything is all ready to rock and roll, because I want to make sure that I got everything in a row for when I go off here in a minute, because I just want to make sure everything's covered. All right. So the homie Jenna E. Derrick just put out a video about the Ring Cam, right? I'm going to play you the first 30 seconds of the video in case you all haven't seen it. And then I will show you a comment in her comment section after I play the first 30 seconds of the video. And then you will quickly understand why I'm unhappy tonight. But let's get into the first 30 seconds of the video. And for those of y'all on the Twitter space, I appreciate y'all being here. I am live right now on YouTube, and I'm about to play a video clip on YouTube. So if you want to come watch it, find me on YouTube. You know where I'm at. Vipe Live is the YouTube channel. But let me play the first 30 seconds of the Jenna E. Derrick video, and I'm going to show you the comment that have me irate right now. But let's go to work. Here we go. Where are we at? I gotta hit the play button. Let me hit the play button. You gonna play?
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Jenna. For those of you who are new here, hello. If you're not new, welcome back. In front of me, we have the all-new Ring car cam. This video is not sponsored. They asked if I wanted to review it and check it out, and I 100% did. I'm always...
Okay, let me rewind. That just in case you missed it. Let me rewind this. Let me play this again.
Car cam. This video is not sponsored. They asked if I wanted to review it and check it out, and I 100% did. I'm always...
Okay, so video is not sponsored. They asked her to check out the cam. They sent it to her. Boom, good. Okay, no problem with that. That's normal. Everybody in tech has done that 1,000 times over. But of course, nobody can just let stuff lie. There's got to be shade thrown, because that's just how we are today as a community for whatever reason. So now let me show you the comment that have me irate, because I feel like it's just ridiculous. Now, again, if you disagree with me or whatever, feel free to either come in on Twitter or let me know you want to come in tonight on the live stream and we can talk about it. But let me go out and share my screen and let's look at the comment that she got on her video that have me irate. So we're sharing the screen, right? Let me see what you guys look at. So I need to go over here and blow this up so you guys can read this comment here. Let me see if I can blow this up. Boom, boom. All right. So we got this comment from this person, Tech Out, right? Comment reads, "This video is not sponsored. They asked if I wanted to review it and check it out." So it is sponsored. That is the very definition of sponsored. They didn't pay for a review, but they compensated you with the product. Let me repeat that. Comment reads, this video is not sponsored. They asked if I wanted to review it and check it out. So it is sponsored. That is the very definition of sponsored. They didn't pay for a review, but they compensated you with the product. Now, this is why I have a problem. Because I don't know about the rest of you all, but ain't nothing sponsored in my life unless there is money coming into my hands, okay? I need the money. A product is not paying my bills. A product is not paying my phone bill. A product is not paying my mortgage. A product is not paying my car note. So I don't understand this stuff. And you want to talk about that's the literal definition of sponsor when it's actually not the literal definition of sponsored. Because if you actually Google sponsored and look it up and see what it means, it literally means there is funding involved. And funding means money, actual spendable money. So, where does that leave us here? If you don't like a creator, if you don't agree with the creator views, this, that, and the other, that's fine. But please understand what sponsored means. If by that person's definition, if that video was sponsored, then every review that you see on The Verge, CNET, Engadget, whatever, they would all be sponsored. And they're not, because they didn't get paid to publish the reviews. They were simply sent the product. That's part of their job. That's how they cover the tech. That's how we cover the tech. We get sent the product and we give our thoughts and opinions. The companies do not get a say when we publish these videos and they send us the product. They don't get editing. What does Michael Fisher say? They don't get any editorial privileges. They don't get to control what we say about the product. They get no input when we make these videos on YouTube if they send us a product. It does not work this way. It has never worked this way as long as I've been a creator over the past 5 years. If I am sent a product and you want me to review whatever, that's cool. But I'm going to go 100 all in, being absolutely 100% truthful, pros, cons, analysis. I will give you feedback how to make it better, and I will give you the whole 9 yards. But if you pay me to talk about your product, at that point, it's no longer a review. It is a commercial. As my man Zach Talk Tech would say, it is a showcase. I'm not going to highlight the pros and cons of your product because it is a paid placement at that point. I'll highlight what the product does, how it works, different things like that, how it will fit into my viewer's life, but I'm not going to do a review on a paid product. Now, again, I understand that other creators do this stuff differently, and maybe they do paid reviews, but Viper does not do paid reviews, and paid review is not in Viper's lexicon, okay? Viper will never do a paid review because it does not exist. It simply is not in my brain. Because if you are paying me, it's no longer a review. Now, again, I can't speak for everybody else, but the way it makes sense to me is that if there was no money changing hands, because again, I've gotten products from a bunch of brands, but that has not stopped me from giving them the pros and the cons and the total analysis of that product. If there is no money changing hands, it is not sponsored. Okay? It's not sponsored. Again, you don't have to trust me. You don't have to like me. But please use common sense when you leave comments like that on people's videos, telling her that that's not a sponsor, that's a sponsored video because they sent her the product. No, the hell it's not. Is that product paying for her car note, her mortgage, her clothes, her Starbucks? It ain't paying for none of that shit. It's not paying for any of it. So, this brings me to point number 2. This whole Apple Watch debate is getting on my damn nerves. So, apparently now, if I were to do a video, which I actually did this, talking about the S23 Ultra, wearing my Apple Watch Ultra or whatever, it's a problem all of a sudden. How? Where's the problem? Here's my thing, right? I understand the logic in this one at least, but here's where y'all are wrong, in my opinion. Again, all this is my opinion. I'm not saying y'all right or wrong, but it's my opinion. In my opinion, what you guys are alluding to is called conflict of interest. And in the Apple Watch Ultra, S23 Ultra situation, there is no conflict of interest. And there's no conflict of interest because I'm wearing a watch talking about a phone. They're not related. So how is it that if I'm doing content about a phone and wearing a watch, y'all want to act some type of way? Like, oh my God, he can't be trusted because he's wearing an Apple Watch Ultra talking about the S23 Ultra. Where is the conflict of interest? They are two completely different categories of product. Now, again, you got me if I'm doing a Galaxy Watch 5 Pro review wearing an Apple Watch Ultra. Yes, that is a no-no. Why would I do that? I would never do that because that is a direct conflict of interest. Then why would you trust me? But if I'm doing a video about the S23 Ultra wearing an Apple Watch, I could be wearing an Apple Watch. I could be wearing a watch out of the Cracker Jack box. Who the hell cares? It has nothing to do with the S23 Ultra. Nothing. But y'all want to be like, you can't trust them because you're wearing an Apple Watch Ultra. And I'm not saying it because me, but I've just been seeing this around on Twitter about how you can't trust somebody doing an S23 video if they're wearing an Apple Watch Ultra. And it's some of the most ridiculous crap I've ever heard in my life because it literally makes no sense. Can somebody please make it make sense? I don't understand it. Again, I'm not mad that y'all have apprehensions about the information that you're getting online. Okay, I'm not mad about that. I am not mad. You should have apprehension. You should question the information that's out there because, again, at the end of the day, we all have our different agendas as creators, right? And here's the other thing that y'all need to realize. Everything that you see online, whether it comes from Viper, Marquez, The Verge, CNET, Engadget, all of it is just nothing more than personal opinion. Even the reviews that you see, no matter where they come from, they are all personal opinion. So it's no point in you getting mad and bent out of shape about it if you know that it's literally nothing more than somebody's opinion. But y'all fighting every damn day just because somebody's opinion is different from yours. For what? What does that get you? Are you going to sleep differently because Viper prefers Apple over Android? Is your build not going to get paid because I rock iPhone and Android and you rock Android? What? It makes no difference. We just have a difference of opinion, and that is okay. I got news for you all. If we like the same stuff all the time, there would be no progress in the world. The world would be a very boring place because we will all be too busy kissing each other's asses and nothing will get done and no progress will be made. You should be happy that we live in a world where we can disagree and figure out where each other stands and we can make progress because that's how things get better. That's how you go from an S22 Ultra to an S23 Ultra because clearly something needs to be improved upon. And Samsung came to that conclusion and they made refinements to the S23 Ultra that makes it a better product than the S22 because people found fault with the S22 in the same way that the iPhone 13 and the 14 was an improvement on the 14. Well, depending on who you listen to, it might not be an improvement, but you know what I mean. The iPhone 14 is fundamentally a better product than the 13 because Apple made improvements upon the 13 and introduced those improvements in the 14. But that does not happen if we agree all the time and we like the same stuff. It does not happen. But y'all want to get mad and get in your feelings about this stuff, and it just boggles my mind. It's not personal. It's just your preference. At the end of the day, everything that we do, whether we like Apple, Samsung, Nintendo, Microsoft, it's all personal preference. You're not going to lose sleep at night if I'm playing Xbox and you're playing PlayStation. It doesn't matter. It's personal preference. But again, people be getting into their feelings about this stuff. And I don't get it. It's just ridiculous. Now, I've talked a lot, and I don't even know how long I've been live, but if anybody wants to come on live and chat with me, if you disagree with me or you want to back up a point or whatever you want to talk about, I'm open. Like, I invite discussion. There are people that disagree with me every single day that I've been a creator, and I'm cool with it. So if you want to chat, let me know. If you're in the Twitter space and you want to chat or you disagree with me about something, please let me know. I will bring you on the stage and we can talk about it. This is your time. If you disagree with anything I said tonight, please talk to me. We can talk it out. We can figure out where each other's coming from, and maybe we can get a better understanding. But baby, y'all got to calm down because there's no way in hell that you could tell me that a company sending you a product is a sponsored video. Bro, if that's the case, then everybody's done a sponsored video, bro. Like y'all are crazy with this stuff. But again, if you disagree, come talk, come chat. I am open to interpretation. I am open to discussion. Let me know. Talk to me. Let's see where we at here. Blah blah blah. Hey, what's up, Kobe? How you doing, man? I appreciate you being in here, man. Good on you, man. Good on you. Hefe says Jenner's rate is far higher than the cost of that dash cam, bro. Right, right. If Jenner Ezerick is doing a sponsorship, it's gonna be way more than the cost of that damn dash cam. But y'all want to call it a sponsor video? I can't deal with y'all sometimes. I'm sorry, man. Y'all brought this on yourself tonight. You brought it on yourself because y'all out here talking crazy lately, man. I don't understand this stuff. Whew, bro. Again, there's a bunch of y'all on the Twitter space and ain't nobody asking to come up. Now, I don't know what's going on. Maybe y'all agree with me or something. Also, there's a Twitter space and chat on the very bottom right. If you can't chat, send a text. Let me know what you're talking about. Let's see what we got down here. Darren said, gotta love Viper Preach. Cows and opinions are like a-holes. Everyone got one. Yeah, yeah. But again, that's the thing though. At the end of the day, no matter what review you read, no matter what video you watch, it's all opinion. But for whatever reason, people get bent out of shape about opinions. It is just, oh my lord. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it, bro. Oh man, let's see. Brian says people are ready to slit each other's throats over phones, iPhones, and Androids. Bruh. Oh, you're right. The brands don't care. For the brands, it's nothing but engagement. Anytime there's like these fanboy or fangirl wars on the internet over a video game system or a smartphone, the brands are literally rubbing their hands together saying, excellent. They look like Mr. Burns off The Simpsons. Excellent. Because they're making money. Anytime you go through the tribal stuff and it's doing nothing but putting money in the brand pocket, okay? You know, it's funny when Google was calling out Apple for not adopting RCS. I'm pretty sure Tim Cook was in his back room laughing at Google because they were literally putting money in Tim Cook's pockets when they're crying about RCS. You are just drawing attention to Apple and putting money in Tim Cook's pocket. But it's just some of this stuff is just silly. So I need the homie Michael Pepper wants to come chit chat on a Twitter space. So let me bring him up here. Michael Pepper, what you got for the Viper tonight, man? Wait a minute. Hold on. Why was I should realize the mic was muted. I think I was muted the entire time. That's probably why you couldn't hear Michael because I think the mic was muted. Oh man, Michael, say something real quick. All right, let me know if you can hear Michael now. I think I messed up. Let me know if y'all hear Michael on YouTube. Uh, damn, I was talking and I realized I was muted. Can y'all hear Michael now? Um, let me know if y'all can hear Michael. Oh, still no. Damn, they still can't hear you. Uh, hold on, y'all. Yeah. Hold on, Michael. Let me try to get the situation together. All right. So can y'all hear me on YouTube? I've been trying to switch the microphones and things like that, but apparently it's not. All right. So y'all can hear me now. Good. I think I know how to deal with the micro situation. Give me a second here. For whatever reason, the roadcaster's not cooperating, so we're gonna disconnect it and just use the microphone on the iPhone and just go at it like that. But why is everything muted? Okay. Sorry about that. I just realized the Twitter space was muted. But all right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna disconnect my iPhone from the Rodecaster Pro and we're just gonna use the iPhone microphone here from here on out to communicate. Trenton, what's up, dude? How you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. What you got? What's on your mind for us today?
Um, at at this point, I'll kind of quote what you know, Ben Lover Tech said a long time ago. There's really no rules to this whole YouTube thing, and I understand where people are coming from certain views, and at the end of the day, you don't have a rule book, and if you take into account everyone's preferences, so you take into account, okay, you can't wear the watch with the phone. You can't do this. You can't make this face. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. Everything is sponsor or this, that, or whatever, you would never make a video. Just period. Like if you literally took everything, all of the complaints that people are talking about and the concerns, you would never be able to make a video about anything at all. Like whether if it's tech or cars or whatever, you would literally be at a standstill because that's where I was last night.
Mhm.
I tried to record a 1 week later video about the S22 Ultra. And I recorded that video 5 times in a row. And I deleted that video 5 times in a row. Because somewhere in the back of my mind was, you didn't cover this. You didn't talk about that. You didn't show this. You didn't show that. This isn't here. That isn't there. And this is all coming from all of the feedback that I've gotten from people over such a long period of time to where it's just like, what do I do? Do I have too much B roll? Do I have too little B roll? Is this coming off as marketing? Am I bashing the product? Am I overpraising it? Am I being an apologist? Am I doing, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
as a creator, to a certain degree, when you actually care about what people think or whatnot, you just kind of get just barraged into oblivion of not being able to actually live up to everything because there's always going to be that concern.
Mhm.
And logically, I kind of understand where people come from where they say, hey, you have such and such phone and you have a watch that you have an Apple Watch on, you have a Samsung phone, and your title says, I'm switching. So you could say, you could question it. There's nothing wrong with questioning.
Right.
I think the issue becomes is when people start turning things into accusations. But once again, if you use logic and you go the other way around, if you say, okay, you're wearing whatever smartwatch you're wearing, and you have an import phone, or you're talking about OnePlus. OnePlus has a watch, but you're not wearing OnePlus's watch.
Mhm.
So there's this whole conversation that can really go back and forth. And when you start really thinking about it, you realize the impossibility of expectation there is to live up to. Now, I'm not saying that everything's bad or everything's good. I'm saying things are a case by case basis. But at the same time, like I originally said, the only rules that we have set forth are what YouTube or what Twitter or whatever platform that we decide to put content on, we have to abide by their rules and regulations. So if the rules say a sponsored video is XYZ according to our guidelines, you may feel that this may be sponsored based off of your own personal beliefs or whatnot. But according to the rules and regulations that we're abiding by, that's why we say, hey, this is this, this is that. That's why we have disclaimers and it's in the description that nobody reads. And you could put that the video sponsored 18 different times or whatnot, and it's still not enough. So once again, I understand where people are coming from because I've had people talk to me about stuff and I've tried to correct certain things that annoy people. At the other end, from a creator standpoint, it is literally a never ending battle. And I'm just like, at what point is it enough? Because I don't know.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I have told people religiously that when you are watching tech videos and you're trying to like get information to make a purchasing decision, you should never watch just one creator, one video. You should always watch multiple creators, multiple videos, because as you were saying, Trenton, there's no way that we can cover every single thing about every product. I don't care who it is. No one's doing that. We don't have the time. There's not enough time in people's life for us to cover every single aspect of a product. So there are going to be some different take from different creators, and that's why you should watch multiple creators and multiple videos before you make that final purchasing decision. But again, as I said before, back at the beginning of this whole rant, at some point you need to utilize common sense. If there is no money exchanging hands, in my opinion, it is not a sponsored video because the product does not pay my bills. Okay, you can feel however you want to feel about that. You can disagree, but if you literally Google sponsor and what it means funding. And the last time I checked, funding means money and coming into my hand. So I just got uberly annoyed when I saw that comment on Jenna's video talking about how it's sponsored, and when in actuality it's not sponsored. It's just the brand sent her the product. She reviewed it, and there it is. Again, like I told you guys, in my life, and I know other creators may feel differently about this, but in Viper's mind, there is no such thing as a sponsored review. That's craziness because it can't be a review if you're getting paid to talk about it because you can't really talk about it objectively. I mean, I know some creators say, well, depending on the brand, maybe you can't, but perception wise, if you're getting paid to talk about a product, nobody's expecting complex analysis from you about that product. They expect you to highlight the good stuff, how it works, different things like that, how it fits into a viewer or a person's life, and then they move on. It's not a complete analysis of the product as you would get in a typical review. But again, the stuff that I'm seeing online about the whole Apple Watch thing, the sponsored videos that are not sponsored, and then the other thing that Trenton was highlighting or he was alluding to, when we creators do have sponsored content, we are obligated to let you know that it's sponsored. When there's money exchanging hands, we are legally obligated to do that. When I made content for Google last fall, I was legally obligated to let you know hashtag sponsored, hashtag ad, because Google literally paid me money to promote the Pixel 7 Pro. And I'll let you know that they paid me money to promote the Pixel 7 Pro because, again, I was legally obligated to do that. But if nobody's paying me money, I'm not putting hashtag sponsor. I'm not putting hashtag ad in my tweets if they're not paying me real money. Compensation of a product is not compensation. It's just them sending me the product. Again, if that's the case, then every review that you read from The Verge, iMore, Engadget, CNET, then it will all be sponsored. And none of it is. Because again, they're just being sent the product to do their job. They're not being paid to put those reviews out. So I need you all to understand the difference between us being sent the product and us being paid to talk about a product. It is a difference. It is a massive difference.
And to kind of go back to a couple of things, I can talk about this perspective from every which way.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a sponsored video, let's say it's a sponsored video, well, you're only doing it because it was sponsored. Let's say it's not a sponsored video. Let's say you bought it with your own money.
Right.
Oh, well, you didn't do this and you didn't cover this and you're just biased towards this anyway, so we don't believe you. Um, if I borrowed the phone from a friend and I review it, oh, well, you didn't spend your own money on it. You know, other people out here are spending money. So no matter what it is, there's always a counter to it, no matter what. If you bought it, if someone gave it to you, if you bought it used, if you bought it secondhand, you didn't buy it brand new. If you covered the phone for a week, you didn't cover it for 2 weeks. If you covered the phone for a month, you didn't cover it for 6 months. If you covered the phone for the entire year, oh, well, you're just going to go to the new one anyway. What about the people who keep their phones for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years later? Like this is stuff that people have actually told me, and I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. There's no way for me to keep up with every single person. I understand where there's some legitimate concerns that come in, but most of the time, as a solo creator, we're not talking about people who have teams and super businesses and stuff like that. We're talking about regular people who have 9 to 5s, who do this stuff in their spare time between family, kids, and all this other stuff. But we're getting held to like this super high standard of you can't say anything unless you have done every single thing humanly possible. And even if you do everything, it can still be debunked with one random whatever. Oh, you tested this phone and you had an issue. Well, why didn't you test 10 phones? I don't have $10,000 lying around to go buy 10 S23 Ultras to see if this issue exists across 10 S23 Ultras. Samsung sold 10 million phones. Even if I bought 10 phones, that wouldn't matter. So, like I said, it's no matter what you do, there's that level where it gets to a point to where you, what can you do? Now I get it. There are clickbait titles out there. I will say it. I have done clickbait titles in the past because guess what? When you come onto YouTube, when you go onto Twitter or any other site, they don't have a roadmap of, hey, this is what you're supposed to do to title your videos and stuff. Like the whole creator insider stuff, that's only been around for a little while. I'm talking about people who have been doing YouTube for like years.
Mhm.
And a lot of this is learn as you go. There's not this Library of Congress of laws that you must abide by. Most of this stuff that we get from people are literally people's own opinions who have never done it before. And they're basically saying, like, okay, in my view, I think you're scamming somebody. They have no way to prove that you're scamming somebody. They have no other examples whatsoever. It's just very easy to say, I see A, I see B, it's this. You have to prove me wrong. A lot of this stuff is you are guilty until you prove that you're innocent for a lot of creators. Now, I'm not trying to sit there and defend all of the creators. I'm just talking about my own personal experience. I have seen where some creators have done some shady things that I didn't agree with.
Right.
I used to be in that camp of calling out other creators. I built an entire channel off of calling out other creators without even talking to them. And then I actually talked to them and actually found stuff out. And then I actually looked pretty much like an asshole for doing so. And then when I stopped talking about those creators, guess what? My entire audience that I built, the subscribers that came in, everybody that was giving me high fives and all this, that, or whatever, they left. They were gone.
Yep.
The minute I stopped talking about them, the minute I started saying, this person got it wrong, I'm exposing this person, look at this, they all left. And I was left with a dead ass channel that only maybe had, I don't know, 10 people that really cared to stick around. And then I had to rebuild all the way back up to where I'm at now with my current channel. I still got like dead subs on there because it's just people that just never came back. And then now I'm living through what I put other creators through. Like it's coming back around full circle to where people are, coming in and saying this and that. And I'm like, you guys just don't get it. But then I sit there, I'm like, I was that dude. I was I was a dude that came out and roasted Marquez Brownlee.
You did that. You
Made a
did.
whole roast video
You did.
about him and the LG phone and how he got it wrong and how he didn't do this and didn't do that. All of that, that was me.
That was
So
you.
I find it hilarious that after all that happened, later on, hey, people grow, people figure things out or whatever. Now I'm at that point where I'm starting to see stuff now. And I'm like, damn, that was messed up what I did. And I see the other side of the coin. So that's where, like I said, to a certain degree, you kind of just throw your hands up after a while because you really can't please everybody and you really can't conform to everything. As long as you're not breaking any laws, as long as you're not intentionally trying to get over on people and trick people and stuff like that, I'm cool with it. I used to say it too. I used to say, "Oh, hey, dumb thumbnail, person with their mouth out, how ridiculous they look. Oh my god." I don't care anymore. I really don't. I I don't care. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, go find a creator that does what you like. Same thing with everything else. Everybody doesn't like every brand, everybody doesn't like every car. There's certain standards that we have for safety and conformity or whatnot, but otherwise, you make your own choices.
Yeah,
But you
absolutely.
can't sit here and conform and change to every single minuscule change that you have to do. I wish, and this goes out to my tech people, I wish I had $100,000 and I didn't have a job and I could just cover every single feature of every single phone and do comparisons of every single phone that there is. I wish I could do it, but I can't. If you were to look up how many actual phones exist in the
Whew.
world right now,
Yeah.
by myself, I cannot do that.
No.
Even if I started covering imports, which at some point I would like to cover imports and do that stuff, but to be 100% fair, I would have to make a video about the S23 Ultra versus some food stamp phone that I found for $25 at Family Dollar, to be completely fair. And then I have to do cross videos of all of those. If we're really getting logical with this, and I know it sounds like I'm getting like kind of animated about this, but this is the stuff that it goes in my brain, because you try to make it fair, but then there's another level and another step and another one, another one. And before you know it, you have, like paralysis by analysis, because it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah. So I agree with what everybody's saying in the chat, that at some point you just have to not worry about what other people are saying and just go out and do your business as a creator. And definitely that is the case. I think most of us in the chat tonight are creators. So most of us know that to do this thing, you got to have thick skin. You can't get rattled at every single thing that comes your way, because you'll be getting rattled every day at that point. Because some people will come after you intentionally just because they don't have nothing else better to do. Some people will come after you because they don't like you. I mean, they can come after you for any number of reasons as a creator. When you are a public face like that and you put yourself out there, you invite people to come after you. That's what human beings do. I don't know why they do it. I think it's more like a projection of their own failures upon you as a creator, but we got to deal with that. But again, my whole thing tonight is I just need y'all to use common sense, okay? Understand what is sponsored and what's not sponsored. Understand what it means when something is sponsored as opposed to when it's not sponsored. Understand that there are legal obligations. Every time the Pixel comes out, right? The Google Pixel comes out and Google sends around the Pixel to all of us and different things like that. Anytime we post anything from that phone or any content about that phone, you see the hashtag get from Google, Team Pixel, and all that stuff. That's because we are legally obligated to disclose that. Google asked us to disclose that. And otherwise, they won't send us any phones no more, because they want us to make sure that we are legally covered, that, and we're letting you all know that it was a gift from Google. They sent it out, and we have to make that information public. That's why you see the hashtag. I remember when they first started doing that whole hashtag thing a few years ago, and people were like, well, why y'all got to put the hashtags on there? Because Google told us to, because it was literally a legal requirement on their part and the FTC part that we made that information clear to you all, that the phone was a gift from Google. So again, you all don't have to be apprehensive all the time as it relates to sponsored content and different things like that. Any creator worth their salt will tell you if they got paid or if they got a product sent to them. Again, it is a different thing. Getting paid is different from getting a product sent. Okay. Again, products ain't paying bills. I mean, you could think about that, whatever you want to think about that, but a product is not paying my bills. So until it can, I am not going to consider anything that is a company sending me a product of sponsored content. That ain't how that works. But I just need y'all to understand that and realize what that means and how that works in the creator landscape. Again, we got a bunch of more people in the Twitter space. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm sorry that we had issues on YouTube with the audio, but we got it going now. So if anybody else in the Twitter space wants to come up and throw their hat in the ring on this topic tonight, let me know. Come on up here. We can talk, even if you disagree with me. I think Scoop is talking to me about the Apple Watch thing. Let me go back to that comment real quick. Scoop said, the watch thing, understand. You're telling me in the video you are deep diving on a new phone, yet you are showing me visually by wearing the Apple Watch that you aren't all in. Again, what does me wearing, and I know me and Scoop were just having simple discourse, but what does me wearing a watch have to do with my ability to review a phone? I'm reviewing a phone. That watch is not stopping me from doing anything with that phone. No matter if it's an Apple, Samsung, whatever, it doesn't matter, because I'm reviewing the phone. A watch is, the last time I checked, a watch is not a phone. Again, if you want to come up here and talk about this, Scoop, the floor is open. But if I'm wearing an Apple Watch in a video where I'm reviewing a Samsung, it doesn't matter. That Apple Watch is not stopping me from deep diving into the S23 Ultra. I've been using this S23 Ultra nonstop since I got it. Nonstop. and I have an Apple Watch, and it doesn't make a difference because I'm still using the S23 Ultra. I have literally said on my Twitter that the S23 Ultra is beating the hell out of anything iPhone. The phone is better than anything iPhone. And it's kind of funny to see this discourse on Twitter, right? Because a lot of creators are saying that the S23 Ultra is like the best thing like since sliced bread this year. And I'm just thinking to myself, bro, Samsung has been making better phones than Apple for years. This is not a first time thing. The Ultra and the S line and the Note line have been better than iPhone for at least the past 5 years. It's nothing new. I don't know. I guess we're just being more vocal about it this year, but yo, Samsung has been kicking Apple's ass in the phone department for a while. Now, that's not to say that still if we're talking about this stuff in a vacuum, the Samsung phones are better than iPhones in my opinion, but still, the Apple ecosystem is undefeated. Okay, I know there's a big debate about this on Twitter and all that stuff, but listen, there is no other brand out there that can get their devices to seamlessly work together and connect as seamlessly and conveniently as Apple, in my opinion. Again, because again, everything's opinion, but in my opinion, the Apple ecosystem is still the best, and that's why Apple is still on top, because that ecosystem, even though the iPhone might be inferior to its Android counterparts, that ecosystem is keeping people locked in and locked down, and it's very important. But again, if we're talking about these things in a vacuum, the S23 Ultra is mollywhopping the iPhone 14 Pro Max, mollywhopping it. So that's just how I feel. Now, again, if you're a hardcore iPhone person, then you might disagree. But I mean, if you use the S23 Ultra for like 5 minutes, you will quickly understand what I'm talking about. But hey, if you guys on YouTube have any other questions, or anybody on Twitter wants to come up and chit chat, I'm open tonight. I got time tonight. Your boy Viper has time tonight. Okay. While I have you all here, the other thing I want to ask you guys, I don't know if you all have seen my poll on Twitter yet, but for those of y'all on Twitter and those of y'all on YouTube, let me know in the chat. YouTube tech thumbnail. Would you prefer thumbnails with a face in them, or do you like the tech thumbnails to just have a product shot? Because my man Valis brought this up, and he was talking about how his data showed him that product shot thumbnails are doing better for him. And I know this is creator independent or creator dependent, but I'm curious for all of y'all like watching and listening to me, how do you like your thumbnails? Do you like them with a face in them or just a product? I'm just curious because I know I kind of feel like the tech community kind of fancies themselves as more sophisticated bunch. So I kind of feel like y'all prefer product shots, I think. But let me know in the chat what y'all prefer. Do you all prefer product shots or face shots? Like, let me know, man. Let me know. All right. So Brian said he liked the product shots. And again, if you're on Twitter, let me know on Twitter which ones you prefer. Well, but yeah, I'm curious. I'm definitely curious about how you all think about this because again, as a tech creator, I need to know this so I can manage my thumbnails in the future, man. But I'm just curious. Let me know. But again, if you got what's up, Michael?
So you saw my answer on Twitter, and I was kind of being funny about it, but being serious. Like it looks like somebody's dropping a deuce or something while they're taking their thumbnail. It's a little funny to me, but if you think about, I think it depends on how you started your brand. For example, we all know what a Flossie Carter thumbnail looks like because he's got that table in the background.
Right.
He got the color things going on, and we all know what that looks like. But he, at the same time, could, because we know his name and we've seen his face, he could put his face in there and it would be pitching his brand because of recognition and how he's grown and things like that. Same thing with MKBHD. You can recognize one of his thumbnails. So I think it all boils down to how are you going to start your brand? Is your brand going to have your face and maybe the product in it because you're trying to sell yourself from the beginning as part of it? Or is it strictly focused on product, color, text font, things like that? I think that's part of it. But the face thing also, I think I've noticed that some people just end up critiquing the face that I'm making, and that puts them off more than anything. So I've just not done it because people are like, you look like you're kidnapped, or you look like you're this or that, or, oh, did you shave, or all these things. And it's like, I'd rather not deal with that. So I'm just going to stick to color, font, and go that way. So I think it boils down to, are you part of your brand or not? And that's something that I didn't really think about when I answered that question.
It's funny that you say that you bring up the part about are you part of your brand, because when I ran this poll on my community tab on YouTube, I got 100% votes that people prefer thumbnails with my face. But it's interesting when you look at YouTube analytics, right? Because your subscribers can say one thing, but your analytics can tell a completely different story. So I'm going to test it going forward in the future. I'm going to start doing thumbnails without a face and see if they get more CTR than the thumbnail with my face. Because again, your subscribers can say one thing, but there's a lot more that people that are not subscribed than who are subscribed. And the analytics don't lie. You know what they say? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So we got to look at the numbers on this. But I did appreciate Valid putting that on Twitter about his data and what it's telling him. That product shots seem to be doing better for him and things like that. So I'm going to test that out going forward. I just find that fascinating. But again, if anybody else wants to come up on the Twitter page and chit chat with anything I said tonight, feel free. If you got a question about sponsored content, how things are sponsored, what we have to do when stuff is sponsored, you have a question about what's not sponsored or what's not considered sponsored or whatever, let me know. Same thing on YouTube. You guys have any questions about anything I've discussed tonight as it relates to sponsored content and not being sponsored, let me know, man. Let me know. If you guys have any thoughts about the Apple Watch Ultra or reviewing the Samsung debate, let me know in the chat or come up here and talk to me on Twitter too. Listen, I got time tonight, okay? I've been seeing this stuff a little too much on Twitter lately, so I'm like, you know what? I got time tonight. So if you want to talk to Viper, let me know. We can have a chit chat about it. I am definitely open to disagreement. Again, as I told you guys earlier, we don't get nowhere if we agree all the time. We got to disagree. Disagreement is the fuel for progression, things getting better, man. Yo,
Here's one thing.
what's up?
There's a lot of fallacy in what people are putting out about just because you have such and such product and whatever. In the real world, everyone doesn't have the same product. There are people who have iPhones and still use computers or use regular Windows PCs. My mom has a Pixel 6a and she uses an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people out there using multiple different brands of technology. You could probably go to someone's house and they might have three different types of different light bulbs. One might be Philips, one might be GE, one might be something else. So this whole thing about if you're going to give your opinion on something, it has to be all of those products in the video or not is it's living in a fantasy world. You're only, in my opinion, you're only making videos for people who only use those specific products and don't use anything else. Because if you go to anyone's house, I guarantee you they have 5 or 6 different manufacturers of electronics in their house.
Oh yeah,
Especially if they live in North America. But that doesn't automatically like, okay, in my kitchen right now, I have a Samsung refrigerator, I have a GE dishwasher, I have a Ninja blender, and I got some Magic Chef microwave.
mm-hmm.
But if we apply the same logic and I was showing off my kitchen, I would need to have all of my appliances be the same if we're using that logic. And so that's where I'm saying that's where some of the arguments start to fall apart. Where, okay, even if they were wearing that in the video, did you watch the video? Did you listen to the information in the video? Did they say things correctly? Now, if someone came to me and instead of being, let's say, accusing, right? Instead of someone saying, this isn't a real review because you got an Apple Watch on and you're talking about a Samsung. If someone were to say, hey, I noticed you were wearing an Apple Watch and you're talking about the S23 Ultra. Could you tell me more about, why you still have the Apple Watch? And I could go into deeper, I can go in deeper about it. I could be like, hey, I still got an Apple Watch and I'm going to use it because I'm still making payments on this Apple Watch. Just like regular people who have stuff, if they're still making payments on something, they're not going to take a loss on it just so they can show off to someone else that they still got it. They're probably going to keep it around until they pay it off and then they'll get rid of it later. But that's something that you'll find out if you actually ask, like a decent question instead of just coming out, oh, well, hey, you're, you're doing this to people. And that's what makes a lot of creators standoffish. Like, if I went to anyone's channel, if I went to Scoop's channel, if I went to El Jefe's channel, if I went to LaShawn's channel, and the first comment was me accusing them of something, why would they spend any time explaining anything to me?
Yeah.
If you got a question, just ask. 9 times out of 10, most of us are going to answer it if you're at least polite about it. But if the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, you're a liar, you're a cheat, you're this, that, or whatever, it's like going up to somebody the first time and not even asking their name. Hey, you, I think you're ugly. Why would I want to talk to you? Now, if you came up to me and said, hey, I noticed that you're wearing Nikes and you have an Adidas shirt on, like, what's going on there? I can be like, oh, yeah, I had the Nike shoes, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to match. I just had this. This is what's going on, whatever. But people aren't even being human about it. It's literally going from zero to accusation. And that's what causes like a lot of this rift.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned about the different product in people with thousands. Like right here in front of me, I got a Samsung monitor, I got a Rode Procaster thing, I got a Logitech mouse and keyboard, I got this S20 Ultra over here, I got this iPhone in my hand, I got this Shure microphone. So what was that like? What 6, 7 brands right off the rip right there? So yeah, it's amazing like how many brands that we use in one household or whatever. But people want to make hate or make drama about something that you might be wearing or whatever. It's crazy. Again. But it goes back to what I said earlier, though. That's why when you are watching tech YouTube or watching content creators in general, you should watch multiple content creators. You should get multiple perspectives because, again, I can't cover everything. Trenton can't cover everything. T can't cover everything. So that's why you want to watch all of us so you can get the entire picture. If you don't agree with me, maybe you'll agree with something that Trenton says. If you don't agree with Trenton, maybe you'll agree with something that T says. Chances are you'll find somebody that agrees with you, or you'll be able to amass enough information to make a informed decision once you watch multiple creators. You should never just rely on only one creator. Why would you do that? I mean, if I'm a purchaser and I'm doing research about a product or a service, I want to watch many people to get the full picture before I ever make a decision, because I don't want to make an uninformed decision. I'm not doing that. So that's how I feel like our tech viewers need to conduct themselves. Watch multiple videos, watch multiple creators, get different perspectives, and then once you amass that data, then go out there and make your final purchasing decision, and then you could be happy with it because you would have done your homework. Like, there's no reason to be only watching one person. That's craziness. Like, what are we doing here? It's interesting. But again, I appreciate all of y'all being here on the channel, on YouTube. I appreciate y'all being here in the Twitter space. I just wanted to come on here and rant tonight because I'm tired of people being accused of making sponsored content when it's not sponsored. I'm tired of people accusing people of not being trustworthy just because they're wearing a certain type of thing on their video. I was just tired, man. I'm seeing it a little bit too much. So I just want to come on here and put some common sense behind some things. So again, if you're on the Twitter space and you want to ask a question or debunk something I said, you are more than welcome to come up here and chat with me tonight. You can do the same thing on YouTube if you have an issue with what I said or anything like that. Put it in the chat. We can discuss it, man. Like I said, I got time tonight because I'm here, man. I don't really live stream on Wednesdays, but I got time tonight, bro. I got time. I am here. We can talk it out. Again, sometimes we have to disagree to learn, man. Disagreement ends up in people learning about different things. Again, I wouldn't be where I am today if I agreed with everything that everybody told me. Like, what the hell am I talking about? The homie Dan Gage, man, I make fun with him because we've been disagreeing with each other for 5 years, yo. It kind of brought like our thing at this point, and I don't hate on him. I'm not mad at him. We just don't agree on many things, and that's cool. Like that's all good. Like, you have to, in order to grow as a human being, you have to learn to accept disagreement. The one thing that you can do is learn from it. Again, I'm not always right. I don't claim to always be right. I know I'm wrong sometimes. I'm cool with that. But I'm not going to get mad at somebody that has a different opinion from me. I'm not. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy for that. But I think a lot of people get in their feelings when people disagree with them because they don't share their thoughts, their opinions, and that again, that's boring. That is boring. Renee's been out here trolling all night. Like, what's up, Renee? We got YouTube liaison Renee Richie in the building. Talking about Friday is Vibe Drive, Wednesday is more like Vibe Crew. I love you, Renee, man. I hope you're doing well, bro. It's good to see you in here, but. But yeah, man, again, I need y'all to, again, like Trenton was saying, right? Don't go on to somebody's video accusing them unless you know all the facts. Too many times people rush to judgment without having all of the details. It's interesting. I was watching a TikTok one day, and it was about a woman who dropped the dog off at a gas station, and people were pissed because she just left the dog at a gas station. Come to find out, she left the dog at the gas station because her boyfriend had left her. She was pregnant and she had to move, and she had nowhere to put the dog because she tried to call a different shelter to drop the dog off, but none of the shelters would accept the dog. So she did the best thing that she could. She dropped the dog off at the gas station, tied it up to a railing at the gas station, and then she figured that somebody would pick the dog up. And that's what happened. Somebody picked the dog up at the gas station because that was literally the last option that she had. But because we didn't know the entire story, she was castrated on TikTok for leaving that dog at the gas station. But once you got the entire story, it made more sense. She literally had no other option but to leave the dog at the gas station. So that's what she did. So again, don't go out here and don't go out here and just assume things when you don't have the entire set of facts in front of you. Like it's crazy to make accusations and assumptions when you don't have the facts, because then you look foolish. You know what they say about assumptions, right? Make an ass out of you and me. Don't do it. Don't do that. Get the facts first, and then formulate your opinions after you got the facts, man. But anybody got any last thoughts or questions, either on YouTube or the Twitter space before we get out of here? Again, I appreciate y'all being here, man. I think y'all get the general gist of what I'm saying tonight. I hope you all understand, and I hope you can take this information and have it inform you when you do watch content. Again, most of y'all are creators, so y'all get it. But for those of y'all who are in here who are just viewers, I just need you to understand how this stuff works. Again, there are laws that we have to abide by as creators when it comes to sponsored content and the relationships that we have with brands. We have to let you as a viewer know that by law. We can't do a video about a product or a service or about a brand and not let you know that we have a relationship with that brand if we indeed have a relationship with that brand. Now, if one thing, if I went out and I brought a product with my own money and then did a video about it, then obviously there's no relationship with the brand, and so there's nothing to disclose. But if Google sends me a Pixel 7 or Pixel 8, I got to let you know that they sent me the Pixel 8, and I will let you know that. I always let you guys know when they send me stuff. So if when they send me a Pixel 8 later this year, you will know that they sent me the Pixel 8. I have to let you know. I am legally obligated to let you know that they sent me that device. So most creators, I think, are good in that regard. They will let you know what's going on. They'll be truthful. Now, like Trenton said earlier, there are some shady creators out there. I'm not saying we're all good because, again, there's some shady stuff going on out there without question. But 95% of creators who are, I think, are lawful and honest with you all about what's going on. So you don't ever have to question things. Well, I won't say ever, but most of the times you will not have to question our intentions and our motive because we'll let you know what's going on up front. That's really all I want to say tonight because, yeah. listen, you. Okay, Mr. Rattler. Why did I say Mr. If you want to come talk to Viper, you know where to find me, yo. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. If you got something to say, my dude, you come out here, yo. I mean, I've talked to myself for the last hour. Like I can only talk to myself for so long, okay? I feel like people understand where I'm coming from. So if you want to come talk to Viper, you let me know. I can stay a little longer. I got time, yo. But I'm not gonna keep talking to myself. If y'all understand what's going on, I'm gonna get up out here. I'm gonna give you y'all Wednesday back. But if you want to come talk to Viper, let me know. We can have a chit chat, yo. Like I said, I appreciate. Hey, while I got y'all here, yo, y'all need to check this man out, yo. This dude just started making videos. What, a year ago? Less than a year ago? The dude has I think 13,000 subscribers. Like his content is A1, yo. So if you have not checked out Valence, man, definitely check that dude out. That dude is legit. Like that dude is doing big things in the tech space, yo. Got to keep an eye on that man. Keep an eye on that man. But all right, I don't see any other questions. I see no comments. So I appreciate y'all being on the Twitter space. I appreciate you all being here on the YouTube. And I'll be back Friday night for Friday Night Vibe. So until next time, we out of here. Take care. Be kind, be safe. And I will catch you all on the social media. Peace.